It is Squattober day 21. It is a recovery day today. We went really heavy yesterday, going up to 90% of our 1 rep max, which for me was 360 pounds using 400 as my estimated 1 rep max. The thing that many of us miss in our training is going heavy, getting stronger, trying to get in those the upper echelon, simply meaning those upper percentages of what our 1 rep max is or is estimated to be. You don't have to max out to get an estimate of your 1 rep max to use that in your training. You can, but know that it's not something that you're gonna want to do all the time, simply for the reason that it beats down your nervous system. Like, it beats the crap out of it when you're lifting that heavy frequently. You can do it every now and again. You can see how your training's progressing. You can see if what you're doing is working. It's a great way to get a good benchmark. But for most of us, especially if you're just getting started and it's your first time focusing on getting stronger and lifting heavier weight, you may want to just estimate it out. And a good way to do that is find your 8 rep max or your 5 rep max, 6 rep max, whatever it is. And that simply means you will load up the bar, you will do 8 reps, and you'll continue to add weight until you find the amount that is your max, that you couldn't do any more reps at that rep count. So let's say you start at 135 pounds, easy, rest for a good 2.5 to 3 minutes. Rest here is going to be critical. You don't want to limit or artificially underestimate what your max is simply because you are fatigued. So the way to avoid that is to make sure you have enough rest in between sets. It's not a perfect methodology, but it's much, I'd say, I don't want to say easier, but it's much easier on your body than actually doing a 1 rep max test. So what you do is you load up the bar, start at 135, all right, cool, rest. Next, add 10, 15, 20 pounds, depending on how that felt. If it felt on the heavier side, but you knew you had a few more reps in the tank, you're gonna wanna increase gradually. If you do 135, you said, man, I basically didn't feel the weight on my back, then you're gonna wanna add a significant amount of weight. And in this case, significant is, 20-ish pounds, right? A couple 10-pound plates on either side. See how that feels. Repeat, repeat, repeat until you find that weight where your last couple reps are literally all you could do. You couldn't do a 9th rep if you wanted to. And then what you can do from here is taking that weight that you used, what you'll do, go online, type in 1 rep max calculator. All of them are pretty much the same. And then you're going to use that weight in those reps. And what that's gonna do is that's gonna give you that 1 rep max estimate. That way you can use percentages of your 1 rep max in your training. What that's also gonna allow you to do is gonna make sure that you are using the right weight or the right intensity so that way you're getting the most from your workouts. If you wanna make progress, if you wanna get stronger, if you wanna see results, stronger, more confident, more muscle, you need to be training at least above 75% of your 1 rep max more often than not. Preferably 80, 85% if you really can focus and dedicate time, energy, and attention to your training. Most of us aren't gonna be there all the time for a variety of reasons. Usually life. You need to be able to make sure that you can recover both through eating the right amount of foods, sleeping plenty, and those are really the 2 main things. And then hydrating too, I suppose. If you can do those things, you can train at the higher intensities more frequently. But for the most of us in that 75 to 80% range, that's gonna give us the most bang for our buck. We're going to be progressing, maybe not as fast as we otherwise would, but it won't beat us down, potentially leading us to injury. So that's how you can figure figure out your 1 rep max. When you do that, you want to make sure that that's the focus of your workout for that day. Don't try to cram in more stuff. Have it be a dedicated workout where you can find your 1 rep max estimate using a different rep range for the lifts that are important to you. I recommend the squat, the deadlift, the bench press. You can use your overhead shoulder press. You can do a row in there as well too. Standard, basic, big compound movements. And again, it doesn't have to be with a barbell. The barbell is just easiest for this, but you can also do it with dumbbells as well too. It's just going to give you a little bit of a different calculation.